So I have a question for you this morning. I always have lots of questions. Ready? What do you want for Christmas? My two front teeth. No, this is actually a serious question. And you've been hearing it, and no Miss America answers. This is about you. And maybe you do want world peace. We all want that. Let's take that for granted. Is anybody here who doesn't want world peace? We're good. So, what do you want for Christmas? So, the reason why I'm asking that question is because I think we ignore sometimes what's inside of us that we want. I think we ignore some of our desires, some of the things we wish to accomplish, some of the things that we really do want. And I think sometimes we don't even know what we want. So since I was a little child, I've been asked every Christmas, what do you want for Christmas? Do you remember when you were a little kid and you used to answer it honestly? Yeah. When you'd actually tell your parents, I want this, this. How many of you made lists? How many of you have made a list? Make it easier on your parents. Here's 50 things I'd like. Here are the things that I'd sort of like. And here are the things, if you get around to it, give me those too. I remember one Christmas, Kevin and I think the kids were like 3 or 4, and we didn't have them that Christmas Eve because it went back and forth between the moms and us. And we were getting them, no, we didn't have them that Christmas Eve. We had them the next day. And so we were sitting around Christmas Eve, and we were like, we didn't get enough. We looked at the tree, we were like, we didn't get enough. And so, remember, we literally on Christmas Eve ran to Toys R Us, spent hundreds of dollars on thousands probably, on things that nobody needed. Came home, wrapped them. It was like, remember that Christmas? It was like 3 a.m. We were exhausted. We went to bed. The next day, the kids came over, and they literally ran into the tree, and both of them just stopped and went, wow. And they started opening presents, and at one point, Will turned to us and said, could we take a break? It was just hysterical. And there was so much. But that's what we wanted to give them. So the question is, what are you asking for? What do you want for Christmas, knowing that the universe is like Kevin and I. The universe just wants to keep going out and getting you more and more and more and giving you more and more and more. And even if you say, can I take a break? It's like, yes, but we'll keep refilling it for you. That's the universe. So I want to start with some science of mind philosophy this morning. Ernest Holmes. Spiritual substance is all around us, waiting to be formed. The law must work in compliance with our demand. So just look at that. Spiritual substance is all around you, waiting to be formed. But how is it going to get formed? Well, the law must work in compliance with your demand. So when I say to you, what do you want for Christmas? I'm asking you to lay your demand into the law and say, this is what I expect. You know what that means? It means you actually have to know what it is you want. And get rid of all your yeah buts. Get rid of all the stuff that has taught you up to this point. You can't have that. You're too old. Your time has passed. You're too whatever. All the things that stop you from literally answering the question, what do you want for Christmas? And forget about Christmas. What do you want? What do you want in life? So this goes on, and he says this. The divine urge within us is God's way of letting us know that we should push forward and take that which is awaiting our demand. Now, it's a little dualistic here, and we've grown way past the 1926 book, The Science of Mind. But this still makes great sense. The divine urge within us, that thing within us, is God's way. You are God. You are that energy. It is your way. When that comes up, something in you, does anybody here, show me your hand, if someone in here today has a divine urge that they know is going on inside of them? And the rest of you, what the hell? What is going on? Because the divine urge doesn't stop, ever. It's constantly moving. The universe is constantly moving and growing and expanding, which means you are constantly moving and growing and expanding. The problem is you have a mind. That's the problem. You have a mind that uses a brain, and that the consciousness of the universe is funneling through your mind, and in that mind is not only your divine urges, but all the reasons why they probably can't happen. So you're at war with yourself, with all that you know you want, and then all the reasons why you think you can't have it. So I'm going to ask you again this morning, what do you want for Christmas? Get all the stuff out of the way. And I really want you to think about this. What do you want? What do you want, Lisa? You don't have to answer it. You can, no.
To be with my girls.
You want to be with your daughters. Are you going to be with them for Christmas?
Yes.
Excellent. And so it is. Right. So what do you want? Family, okay? Love. Whatever it is. And what I'm going to suggest is you get out of the way of your answers. She wants her daughters. That's great. That's going to happen. Move on. Something deeper, a divine urge, something more fulfilling, something that maybe you can't even get in touch with yet. How do you get in touch with that? You just breathe and let yourself go and let yourself drop into it. So, as you know, I barely, rarely, if ever, quote the Bible, but today's different. In Matthew chapter 7, verse 7, it says, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock, everybody. And the door will be opened to you. These are very smart science of mind words. And here's why. The first one, ask. Ask means that you are actively engaging the creative process. The minute you have a desire, a want, something that you really want to come forward, the minute you ask, what is it? Even just the question, what is in me? What wants to know me? The question, second question in the 5 questions. As soon as you ask it, you are activating the creative process. As soon as you seek, so we've got ask first, then seek and you will find. Seek meaning that you are willing to get involved, to engage yourself in the discovery. You may not even know what wants to come through you. I can tell you, for me right now, there is so much bubbling up inside of me that I want to do with my life. I've said it before, I want to go back to acting. I want to make sure that my projects get done, that I do them, that I actually do them. I want to do the speaking circuit with my book. I have my TED Talk all planned. I have so much that I want to do, and it's bubbling up and bubbling up. But I even take all of that, and I'm like, but what more do I need to know about all of this? Is there maybe one thing that's going to make it all come together, whatever that is? I want to discover it. And I'm willing to discover it. So ask, set off that creative process. Seek, get involved in the discovery of what you want, Mindy, for your life. Because, Mindy, very soon, you're going to be an empty nest. You can go back to being a big stylist singer out on the road, right?
Yeah, I could.
If that were something you wanted to do. There's just so much. Everything's possible. So, and then the last one, knock. This is the one that people have the most problem with. Knock, and the door will be opened to you. How many of you are afraid to knock on that door? Yeah. How many of you don't knock on that door because somehow you believe that door is not yours anymore? That door is from those days. When I said to my son the other night, I said, Will, I will be back on Broadway someday. And he looked at me. First, I didn't know what the look was. I was about to react to it. And he went, I don't know why you're telling me that. I expect that. I was like, you need to work on your facial expressions. So what doors are you not knocking on because you've built up a story in your mind that's not something you can have? So I'm going to go back to my original question, which is, what do you want for Christmas? So the title of my talk today is Checking It Twice. Just to move off the Bible and into Santa Claus. Checking it twice. He's making a list and checking it twice. Are you? So grown-up Christmas list. Every one of us should have a list of the things we want to do. We're about to move into a brand new year, 24. Are you ready for this new year, Tiffany? I've listened to you. You're about to start something really amazing, aren't you? Yeah, you're about to start this journey that's going to really pop you out of this whole thing, right? Yeah. She'll talk about that, I'm sure, at some point. But every single person here should have a door that they are not only knocking on, but opening, but walking into, because it's about taking action. So, are you making your list? And then are you doing what all good religious scientists should do, which is to check it twice, because that is the way it works. You have to, absolutely have to stay on top of what you want. First, you got to know it, then you got to do it, then you got to stay on top of it, because it's just too easy for, what did you say, then and there? For then and there to step in and remind you that might not be for you. And it means well. No, it doesn't. It's a mess. Leave it alone. So, is Christy here today? Christy Bakken-Reeves? No. She gave me a gift on Friday night at the Christmas caroling. First of all, thank you. Who all came to Christmas caroling? Yes, it was amazing. Thank you all and our neighbors loved it. So thank you all for being there. But Christy gave me a present that night. It's Religious Science, Creative Thought for Each Day, October 1964. Right? So I want to go to, when I first moved to New York, I used to walk by Lincoln Center. And at that time, I was a very good Catholic boy, and I taught morality at St. Gregory the Great Catholic Church on the Upper West Side. That's not funny, Eric. I said I taught morality, and Eric went, pfft. Wow. But I did. I taught the education class to the kids that went to the public school who were Catholics. And it was my job to teach them. Anyway, that's another whole talk. But I would walk downtown and past Lincoln Center, and I was always engaged with this guy's face. I never knew why it was there or what he was doing, but this guy's face always looked like he was just looking right into your heart. In fact, you kind of walk by it going a little scared. This guy looks very intense. And it was Raymond Charles Barker, because that was his church at the time. So Science of Mind was right there in Avery Fisher Hall in Lincoln Center, right? So I love that I get today to read from Raymond Charles Barker, who's all throughout this book. So here's what he says. It's called, Today is My Day of Fulfillment. Today is your day of fulfillment. And it says, today is my day of completion. I shall behold the mighty works of mind and its perfect action in every department of my life. To me is given all that I can ask, for my God indwells me and responds to my thought of truth. Cool, huh? So, today is my day of fulfillment. But what does he say you have to do here? Ask. So, what do you want for Christmas? So here's what I want you to do right now. In your head, I want you to make a list of what you want right now. If you have a phone, you want to write it down on your list or in your little notes, that's fine too. Because I wrote a list of a bunch of things that people want, people come to me to work with, a better relationship with their children, a better relationship with their spouse, a new job, remodel your house, remodel your kitchen recently, more peace in the world. And then this one I love. Someone came to me and said, I just want more time to relax in my life. So there are many things. It's not just about objects. Maybe you'd like to restart your career, rekindle your career, go back to what you love to do. If I had $1 for every person that's come to me and said, I wish I could quit my job because I don't like it, here's what I'd like to be doing. As soon as someone knows this is what I would like to be doing, that should be what they're doing. We should be able to say, this is what I want, and then do it. First seek, First ask, then seek, and then knock. Ask the question, what is mine to do? Question 4, what is mine to do right now? What wants to come through me? So I loved when I read this, when I found this particular reading. So I want you to just have that list. You have that list? Now what I'm going to ask you to do, you're going to be really annoyed, probably some of you, but I would like you to just take a moment here, find someone you don't know, and tell them what you just came up with. Everybody up? Go find someone you don't know. I don't want you to tell your partner or your friend. Just tell someone that you don't know. I mean, or you don't know well. Diane, you have to find someone you don't know.
Oh, I know.
You both can't have him.
I don't know.
You can't share him.
This guy.
He's good. You can tell me. Okay, what is it?
I want clarity what's mine to do.
Okay. Okay, everybody, come on back. Pete, did you find someone? You did, okay, good. Oh, you found that. And Carolyn, I didn't see you get up. Who'd you talk to? Oh, okay, good. Dave, where'd you go? Wait, she can't do double duty. Yes, she can. There are no rules. Okay, everybody. How'd that feel? Wasn't that fun? I even got to do it. I even got to say what I needed and what I wanted. So what do you want for Christmas? Scream it out, everybody, all at one time. What do you want for Christmas? Less stress. How about no stress? How about not even putting stress on the table? Yeah, good. Okay, so let me just tell you what we teach. Would anyone like to know what we teach here? I'll put it in a book. In fact, it's downstairs on the top of a cake. So what we teach very simply is this: recognize your power, use it, use that power to lay your intentions into the law, and then hold fast to your truth. The next part of this little section here is this: I am free of all fear, all concepts of failure, all sense of lack. These have no existence in my consciousness. Therefore, they have no place in my world. I expect the best, and I receive the best. My whole consciousness is clean, clear, and fresh. It is ready and willing that God shall rule and govern it. meaning my highest consciousness. My mind loves and thinks in terms only of truth. I expect the best, and I receive the best. How about that? You all good with that? Yes. I expect, let's say this together. I expect the best, and I receive the best. But you know what you have to do first? Exactly. You have to ask. So, what do you want for Christmas? Little boy Stan. What do you want? We get to ask this. You know, when we become adults, we think it's just our job to do everything for everybody else. But you have to come first. So you have to ask yourself, what do I really want? There should be no one in this spiritual community that is doing or living a life that they are not fully engaged in. Every single one of us has the power to be, to do, to have whatever we choose. We just have to ask. Then we have to be willing to take the time to discover what it's all about. And then we have to knock on that door, open it. And this is the big part. Walk through. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.